The quest for individuality is something that plagues us all. We all want to be different, and most normal car manufacturers spend most of their time attempting to satisfy that need to be different from the next man, even if in reality it means working with a zillion different shades of silver and employing an insomniac alloy wheel designer to scribble a new shape every week. But what happens when a genuinely individual car maker, one like Morgan, decides it fancies creating something a touch more exotic and exclusive than the common old Aero 8? That's all 650 of them that have been built to date. Well, it builds something called the Aeromax. There is nothing else like the Aeromax. Well, there's nothing else like an Aero 8, Morgan's 7-year-old roadster that was famously born a little cross-eyed. But this is something else altogether. The Aeromax takes individuality and forms a small clique within it. This is car couture of the type we haven't seen in the UK since the 20s and 30s, when great coach builders used to take an innocent Bentley chassis, smother it in a feline aluminium skin, and call it something impossibly exotic like Sedanka Special Speedy Coupe thing. It is very hard to be objective about the Aeromax. I should be telling you it uses the latest 6-speed ZF gearbox, and that however dreadful a Morgan with a slushbox may seem to the Malvern hardcore, it does work very nicely, thank you. But all I can really think about is how this car looks to the outside world and the inhabitants of all those dull, wheeled boxes they drive around in.
It may look like nothing else from the outside, but the old Aeromax doesn't drive like much else either. To start with, there's the noise. Get a load of this. Driver and passenger both have an exhaust outlet just by the side of their outside hip. A bit more sporting than GT, but the overall impression, yeah, this is a cruiser, and really quite a capable one as well. This is automatic gearbox. It's the latest ZF 6-speed that's used by BMW, and it just suits the character of this car perfectly. You see, the Aeromax doesn't so much leap up the road as shove you up the road. It has urge, it accrues speed. It doesn't just lob you at the horizon, but every now and again you look down at the speedo needle and see that it's just zipping around very, very quickly. I have no doubt whatsoever that this car will do 0 to 100 in under 10 seconds. That means it's actually very, very fast. Some young pup in an RS4 had a pop with me this morning, and he was liberally dispatched. If the Morgan does have a few dynamic issues, they're not quite the ones you might expect. This is a very modern car, bonded aluminium that's riveted as well, so it's a very stiff platform. It doesn't have rigidity issues, and it has double wishbone to the front and it has double wishbone to the back, so it has the optimum suspension for a race car. That's the key word. It's a racing car at heart, this. You can take it to the track as they do in GT3 and do very well in it. But it means it's a bit compromised on the road. We haven't got much suspension travel, therefore we've got quite a busy ride. Although it does smooth out at speed, so better going fast than going slow, which is good because, as we said, it does like to go quite quickly. Second issue, the steering is very, very quick on the straight ahead. If you're going through faster turns, you find yourself just nibbling away and you think, oh crikey, I wish the ramp was a bit slower. Again, that's a race car. Brake pedal is very, very, very sensitive as well. Again, race car. It just feels like a racing car through its controls. Now, for Morgan, that's something they're very proud of. For me, as a road car, I'd like everything to be a little bit more relaxed and suit the character of the package. But you can't deny that it drives like nothing else on the road.
But forget the way the Aeromax drives. Instead, drink in its appearance. I love the fact that I just can't pin it down. One minute it seems quite simply Aero 8 shooting brake, but then there's the unmistakable Art Deco shape, and I'm imagining Jeeves and Bertie dashing off to some mad auntie's vast pile in the country, and all that is tempered by an odd image of a ZZ Top album cover with a couple of beards flowing from each window. This is car styling taken beyond its illogical conclusion to a place of pure fantasy. Whether you like it or not is irrelevant. This car is all about impact. Park it next to any other production car and it instantly renders that other shape completely ordinary. For that alone, it's worth the £115,000 Morgan wants for one, and even at that money, which is steep given that an Aero 8 is £68,000, there are 50 orders on the back burner. This car is about presence, about noise, about craftsmanship, about Britishness, about individuality, and it is, in a word, stunning.